Hello! It is cold as shit.
He's back, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the show. We are live. We have Max Price joining us this hour.
Who's Max?
He's a comedian.
Oh, yeah?
Hosts the Best STL Showcase.
No, that's
Funny
delightful.
Bone.
What is he?
He's on
coming
Happiest Hour tomorrow night.
Oh, he's coming in to promote that, huh? All right.
Should be a good time. Lots of fun happening here at Midcoast Studio and Grand Center in St. Louis, Missouri. At Happiest Hour, you can actually get Schlafly specials. I don't know if you can see my shirt if you're tuned in at home on your... Well,
Show me those boobies.
So it'll be a great show. We'll tell you more about that as we move forward. Travis Terrell's here. I'm Chris Denman. Chris Gardner is the producer and stream queen. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, gentlemen.
Man, what zoo tour are you going on today?
That's fair.
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Your outfit just makes me think you're about to show me around the planetarium.
I'm wearing a Brooks Brothers shirt
Yeah.
and a Solaris vest.
Yeah, it sounds like the uniform for the St. Louis Zoo.
Was it fun
No, I've been wearing
claiming India for your own?
I would never do such a thing.
Look like a
I would
guy who
never
would give
claim
British
ownership
India tours,
of anything. 'Cause then you have-
including your own dignity.
well, then, yeah, I don't have to. That's been gone for a long time.
Yeah,
Got
that's
it.
very true.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Walnuts.
There it is. Put them walls on the nuts on the wall.
There it was.
Chris, let me see yours.
Well, I did it already.
Oh, come on, one more time, please, for me.
You want to see his nuts
Yeah.
on the wall?
Oh, we all been there, haven't we?
I don't wanna- I
That
don't wanna
one
do
time in
this.
L.A. up top.
No.
Chris has never said anything more real as when he just said, I don't want to do this.
That hawk getting to you, ain't it?
Uh,
Yeah, that hawk getting to you,
Sure
see.
as fuck got to you.
Yeah, sure the hell did.
yeah.
That hawk got all up in it.
Uh-huh. Lazy Hawk.
Preemptive lazy hawk.
Man, I looked outside. I was like, if I may,
Mm-hmm.
camera 3, please.
Okay.
Saw that weather, looked outside. Nigga, please.
Mm.
Oh.
Nice.
Say that around me.
That's on the Chris Davis cam. He treated that cam like a lady yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Chris Davis was in the studio. How is he doing?
You weren't watching?
I
You
was.
didn't
I,
tune
I,
in, or?
I caught the recap.
Oh.
I caught the recap.
Oh, you didn't post the recap.
Oh, yeah, you guys did do a show yesterday. Let me post that real quick.
Okay.
You guys talk amongst yourselves.
No, I got it.
We already took care of it.
Oh, like, look at you guys being proactive.
Yeah, that. Look at you.
Yeah.
Not being proactive.
Man, you know the weather happens, man. Global warming.
happens.
Global warming, climate change, impeachment week, cold.
there's a lot going
There's a
on.
lot
I
going
feel
on,
like
man.
Impeachment week's been happening for 4 years.
To a degree, certainly.
There you go.
There it is.
Cancelment inquiry. So we'll find out today just how completely corrupt.
Oh, is it today? Is the day we find that out?
I guess the day when doesn't let be the day.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess we
I
put
thought
it. I guess we put it on file. I think we sent a couple of emails just to let everybody know
yeah.
what's going on.
today was the day.
Today was the day we discovered. The
Come on,
president
Travis.
How
was
does that
corrupt.
work? Yeah. Oh,
It's
well.
just gonna be a bunch of people telling you that motherfucker be lying.
I
All of us being like, yeah, we know.
I have a theory as to why you weren't here yesterday.
Oh, boy.
And it has nothing to do with the weather. There used to
Okay.
be a weather guy in St. Louis that would sign off with whether or not. Have a good day.
Oh, that's great.
That is that's
I
quality.
can't remember who it was though.
I know why.
I need an older person. Yale, maybe Yale remembers.
Sure,
Um,
he greatly appreciates that.
Hey, Yale, you were there.
Hey, Yale, you got a shout out today. Gardner talked about how old you are. Go ahead.
What was I saying? I completely forgot. The weather thing threw me off. Oh, why you weren't here?
Yeah.
You had texted us the night before saying, "Oh, I can't even get out of my subdivision. I can't get up the hill." I started realizing at that point,
Yeah.
if this is the attitude at this moment, then okay, this is setting the stage for Travis not to be there tomorrow.
Got that right.
Because number one, I believe you in a way. Well, I
like
need
that Nikki Haley response. I trust him enough.
I need to say it that way to get to a point here in a moment. But I mean, something else was going on yesterday.
Oh boy.
As I was even going to send you, I was going to text you the trip planner for Metro.
Oh,
It's like,
oh
if you
my.
can't get up the
Oh,
hill,
that'd
you
be
can
good.
walk up the hill,
Oh
sure.
dear.
and you can go to a bus stop.
Oh my.
You know, and do something like that.
Okay.
That happens.
But something else was going on yesterday too.
Yeah.
You might have just stayed
Ah.
home and watched Disney Plus as it launched. Do you own Disney Plus
I
yet?
do not own Disney
Oh,
Plus yet.
okay.
I
You
do
don't
not
own it.
I-
You sign up for it, so technicality.
Yeah, I did not get a chance to partake in the deep catalog of Disney. I heard there were some issues yesterday with folks trying to log on to their new accounts, which is to be understood.
I have
is it?
Verizon.
Oh,
which
don't stick up for the House of Mouse on their failure to launch.
Oh, I like that. By the way, great film.
I did.
It's
I saw that.
an
in the-
all-timer.
I saw that in the theater.
I don't know
Of course
why.
you did.
Disney appears to have been hit by some technical errors just a few hours into its official launch on Tuesday. The company said it was working quickly to resolve the service outages, or outrages as I like to refer
Yep,
to them.
outrageous.
Elsewhere, users in Puerto Rico are being told they'll have to wait another week to get access to Disney Plus,
What,
even
is
though
Trump
Disney
running this?
originally said it would have launched there on
Is
November.
Trump running Disney Plus?
Well, if I-
Still got those. You still got those paper towels, right? You guys will be fine.
Hey, look at
people
me.
say it's apparently, Gardner, high demand.
Oh.
Seems like people are ready to join the house.
Now I have Verizon. Does that mean I have it? I just have it automatically.
I think
They sent me a text, and I was like, "What is
so.
this?"
I think you just have to download the app, and I think you're good for you.
I don't know.
You should check it out.
I saw someone complaining about that yesterday.
About having Verizon and not
then-
having the service for free.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
They sent a message that said that.
Yeah.
So,
I would just look into it because I saw a few complaints. As I was.
You work for big Netflix, pal?
No.
Huh? You work for big Hulu? Well, Disney on Hulu too.
I signed up for Hulu, a free trial, just so I could catch up on Bob's Burgers episodes.
how'd that work out for you?
So far, so good.
Good.
Gotta remember to cancel it though.
I want
Yeah,
to check it
we'll
out.
get you.
I'm kind of also waiting until a few more shows are loaded up on it. And apparently they're doing with some of their newer shows, their original shows, like The Mandalorian, which is the Star Wars spinoff.
I've seen a
Apparently,
lot of people talking about that one.
they said the pilot was very good, but apparently Disney isn't following the Netflix model to the T. They're going to do with their original shows is release it once a week.
Like TV.
Yeah.
It's called TV.
Yeah, so I don't know how that's going to play. I guess the second episode of The Mandalorian is going to upload on this Friday. So I feel like
Oh, okay.
I feel like this is something that they're going to probably mess with over time. I think once enough people sign up, I think they'll start getting tangible feedback and they'll adjust. But from what I understand it, it's basically Disney Netflix, the way people who have it have explained it to me. I say it's the setup, the interfaces, and the algorithms,
Disney
very
Plus
similar to Netflix.
does have one appeal to me, and I'm reminded of it because someone tweeted something, and then another person quote tweeted that tweet saying, "It looks like I found Gardner's burner account."
Oh boy.
It's from a Jeremy Reminger, who said, "I'm reminded as I watch National Treasure: Book of Secrets that we as a society were robbed of a third National Treasure movie.
There it
Hashtag
is.
Disney Plus."
I think if
I agree. Not my burner. It'd be a little different than that if I had a burner.
Would you go with your burner name of Cash Evans?
No, because then people would know.
I'm very excited about what it can offer like from a year from now because they're going to tie in a lot of their movie franchises with their television shows. Now this is kind of a game changer from the medium. By the way, there's a nice show on Netflix called The Game Changers.
Chris Davis used Game Changer yesterday.
As he should, because that's the proper way to talk
And
about
I've-
things in this society.
I was disappointed you weren't here for that.
Could have been a big moment.
You guys could have had a 5-minute conversation about game changing.
Because the game gets changed.
Constantly.
Now they have like I heard Tony Hale doing an interview, and he's the voice of Forky.
Have you seen Toy Story 4?
No,
Why?
I'm 35.
Oh boy.
I don't have children.
And the way you said that too. Why? Why?
Have you seen any of the Toy Stories?
Seen 3 of them.
Oh,
out of
so
4.
what? So you're already there. You might as well see the last one.
Maybe it comes a point where you have to decide. You come that age where it's like, am I allowed to go trick or treating, or do I not go trick or treating?
Right.
I don't want you
Could I
guys.
be confused for like a guy who's not going to get yelled at for trick or treating or not?
Yeah.
Right.
I think you're depriving yourself of happiness. I think you're taking
No,
a
if
play.
it's on sometime, I'll check it out.
I think you're doing the Gardner thing. I think you're enjoying misery. I think you're enjoying not being happy.
Oh, but he's the voice of a character on there, and they're doing a one-off series on the
But-
Disney Plus.
yeah,
But then wouldn't I be happy?
if you're completely miserable, that is the
Now,
conundrum.
it might just say something about me.
That is the
But what if my
conundrum.
only happiness is misery?
Oh,
Some users who rushed to download Disney's new
I'm
streaming
going to read a
service,
comment.
they were all met with the unfortunate error message on their screen that
Ooh,
reads unable to
404.
connect.
Not found.
The message, but this is so Disney. The message, which appears underneath characters from Wreck-It Ralph, then forces users to exit the service and try to reconnect at a later time. Even Disney has synergy when things go wrong.
Confirm your Expedia travel booking to Orlando Disney World, and your service will be
Get
available.
off their,
That's
get
just-
off their teat.
That's just brilliant. You have a character, and the sequel was called, guess what, Chris? Break the Internet. So who better than Wreck-It Ralph to let you know, sorry, we fucked up.
Jamie Moyer's Fancy Foyer likes the one episode a week model, encourages more water cooler conversation because you don't have the nerd who watched the whole season in one sitting, talking to the parent of 2 who took 2 nights to get through the one episode.
That's a good point. Maybe that's the approach that they're taking. They're realizing, look, this is more of a family-oriented.
We don't have a water cooler, though.
We have a water spigot in our fridge.
We're more of a coffee machine
Yeah.
group here.
Given a recent trend of Disney creativity, you can expect a live-action remake of Disney Plus to arrive at the Fox next year.
That's funny.
Big shout out to Brian Posehn, friend of the show.
Yeah?
He's in the new Star Wars series.
Oh, really? What
That's
a
a big
gig
deal.
for him. That's huge.
Oh,
Brian
wow.
Posehn, everybody.
Damn. That's
I did a
that's
great
an awesome
one-on-one with
gig.
him.
Uh-huh.
Wait, hold on.
Travis would talk to him now, I bet.
I talked to him when he was a Lil Posehn.
What?
Lil Posehn.
Lil Posehn.
Love that track.
Mm-hmm. Lil Posehn on the track, bitch. That's the song. That's how it goes.
Nothing little about him.
I have to trust you on this.
I would, was he in the first episode of The Mandalorian?
I didn't watch it, but
Okay.
he made a post about it, and I was informed by
Why?
Thomas Mosslander III. Posehn's in the Star Wars flick.
That's pretty dope.
He was texting me yesterday about he's taking some death class
Of course he is.
at
Tommy.
at school and talking about these little skulls. Let me pull that up actually.
Okay. Well, we'll get into that in just
I
a
like-
moment.
I like doing this to Chris. Okay.
While you do that, Chris, I know over the past year you've become more religious. You've become a man
okay.
of faith.
Here we go.
You're a man who's committed to the cloth.
I am part of the Gemstone tribe.
You are indeed. Well, it looks like we're about to have the best of both worlds this Sunday in Houston as Kanye West is planning on visiting Joel Osteen's church this Sunday. He's bringing his Sunday service to Joel Osteen's house.
Does he open
Ironically, a flood of people.
it? Damn it, Gardner.
Yes.
I was going
I
to say,
saw him going
does he
for it.
open the service by saying Joel Osteen now cares about black people?
That would be good. that
That's
would
good.
be solid.
We had similar thoughts, but different routes.
I agree.
And then I think both work.
Different floodplains, if you will.
Yes.
Posehn was in the first episode. Pretty sure it was a one-off character unless he was a leftover clone. Thank you, Tom Brown.
Hey, man, just
Would
to
have
get
definitely wouldn't have guessed Tom could update us on that.
Nerd! Now that I am in service to Christ, my job is to spread the gospel, to let people know what Jesus has done for me.
One 6-figure appearance at a time.
And in that, I'm no longer a slave. I'm a son of God now. I'm free through Christ, says Kanye West. More than 50,000 people already attend Lakewood Church each week, and millions more watch Osteen's televised sermons. The service is seen in more than 100 countries.
We should watch one day in here.
Could do that.
You
Do
wanna
a
s-
reaction video.
You want to see
You want to Treview?
you want to see Chris Dimon literally slam his head into one of those windows we have out in the lobby? I would have no problem. Yeah, I don't
Lowest
understand.
form of pandering.
This look, I have no problem. Why? Look, this is what I grew up in, baby.
Let's watch one today
That's fine with me.
on the big screen.
No,
It's impeachment week.
It is impeachment.
I don't think
week.
Beth will
I
let
don't
us-
think- I don't think so. No, this impeachment week, baby. This is what
Now
we
that
do.
I put my Sling subscription onto the television in here,
Yeah, I love
Beth
that.
is gonna
I
have
like everything. I
CNN
have to,
on.
like see who's coming in.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's gonna be
Yeah.
see who's gonna be knee deep in 24/7 impeachment talk. Like, I guess I'll just go off and listen to my headphones.
yeah.
Okay.
What are you listening to on those headphones, by the way?
Oh, I don't know, lots of bands. So you're for this? You're a big fan of Osteen and Ye, the remix?
It's
Ye-steen?
and this is something I think you guys do very well, and I'm becoming a little bit better at. In that I put things now on certain shelves. Like this shelf is too full, so I'm gonna have to put this somewhere else for right now, as far as being concerned about.
That name Osteen is it's a good microcosm of how a lot of Americans take the Bible. They'll like they throw on their own thing to it, but they're still kind of
What
following
parts
around
of
a
this
Jewish.
work for me?
Yeah,
Well,
he'll keep the Steen part, but he'll add an old O on the front of it.
How would
Oh,
you?
Yeah,
oh.
because he wants to. It's like, listen, I'm down with the Jewish dude, kinda.
Why would you ever trust someone that smiles like him?
It's so strange. Like, why do you need to be? Again, we praise it all the time. Righteous Gemstones. They just so perfectly match up the youth pastor vibe, the huckster vibe. I don't know. If you find solace in Joel Osteen, good for you. But how you can't look past the weirdness of it all is beyond me. So, yay, Steen. This dropping a
You
mixtape this Sunday.
really, and I think, and I get where you're coming from. You really need to take a few more trips to the South, because it's not just church; it's the culture. It's
Take
like
me to a
it's that,
tent.
like a city like Houston, especially very religious, black and white, Hispanic as well. Like it's just the South in general is just a place of church, and so I'm not surprised that Kanye would go to this route. But in regards to, like I said, putting things on shelves, in regards I'm concerned about, I've already had my issues, or I've already explained my issues with organized religion, and I think this is another shining example of it. But to each his own. To Chris's point, I'm not going to sit up here. And if it keeps you from being a horrible individual, great.
Yeah.
If you're using it to make other people feel terrible and you feel good, then I have an issue with it.
Yeah, I'm okay.
So it's
with
all
you.
how you personally
Look,
carry it.
I know life is rough, and do what you need to do to get through it. Okay?
Absolutely.
I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Right.
But like I said before, I just refuse to be governed by it.
Absolutely.
That's all.
And that's all- look,
Don't try and
and
govern
it-
me by it, or we're going to have issues.
And even with Kanye West going this route, I'm not one to question whether it's sincere or not. I know it's very
who cares
easy to
at this
sit
point?
back and say that he's doing it for show, he's doing it for his own thing. It's a chance to make another buck, which I wouldn't be surprised if it was. At the same time, I let go of Kanye. It was hard to do. Chris was there when it happened. It was a hard
We used to close the show with a
close
Kanye
our
track.
show every single damn time. We were Kanye fans.
What'd you close with?
I wonder.
As I wonder if you know what it
Which was a
means.
sample from
But it was hey, good luck on this journey. And like I said, 50,000 people are going to show up to church this Sunday at Osteen's services anyway. So it isn't like all of a sudden there's going to be a huge flock of people running to his church on Sunday. So good for them.
What channel is that on? Is that on a channel, or does he have his own network?
I think it's probably off his website.
It's right after the 700 Club, whatever channels. Is that the Family Channel?
I don't know.
Is that what it was called? The 700 Club?
Yeah, 700 clubs, right?
Isn't that Robertson's thing?
Yeah.
Is that guy still there?
He
The
is.
same-
Yeah, man, he's
same
outliving
guy.
everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
As-
Well, we'll look into that.
Whatever is whatever.
Okay.
Yes.
I know, and this is how you segue. I've been watching the morning show on Apple TV. I'm pretty good at this now.
Except now you just pointed it out.
Yeah, I did. Shit.
Right.
Fact is, guys, it's been snow showers.
Oh.
We've been around rain showers. You've been to a party where there's been golden showers.
Huh?
Well,
What's happening?
St. Louis now has experienced a meteor shower.
Mhm.
That's right, Chris. Did you see this?
Oh, we discussed it ad nauseum yesterday.
Oh, did you
About
guys?
But
90
you weren't
minutes.
here to see it.
Oh,
Or to talk
I
about
heard.
it.
I heard about it. NASA sent me an alert because I have friends who work there. Sorry.
Did you watch? Which videos did you see of it?
I saw the one that was going up when it went over the arch. I didn't see the ring
Okay,
video.
so you saw this one here.
Yeah.
That's the
Into the
one.
world! Ah! You know what's dope about that? I heard people not talking about this. You know what's really tight about that? A couple of the homies in North City shot it down.
Good for
I
them.
doubt it.
Yeah. I was like, oh shoot, nigga!
2 N-words before 8:30. I'm
He's
happy.
trying to make you laugh.
Yeah, he is.
Well, I wanted to make Chris feel better about Max coming in because he was like, he's gonna be at the show. Look at that.
Here's one of the ring ones, or nest, I should say.
Shout out to Nest.
Yeah. There, I saw like 3 different nest ones. You would have loved Twitter
For
on
this
Monday
one?
night for this.
Oh,
You would have
we
loved
had-
What were they
Twitter.
saying?
We had a Twitter.
What do they do?
What
had
were
a-
they saying?
We had a Twitter miracle yesterday too, involving this. That's all I'll say.
Oh, we
Can I
did?
know a little bit
Oh,
about it?
Oh boy, did we?
maybe
Can I
not.
know a little bit about it?
Check out this one, Travis.
Okay.
This is at
It's
night.
at night.
That's pretty freaking intense. And look how quickly it burns out. The size of a basketball, according to NASA.
Yeah, that's what they
As of
told the
today.
Post-Dispatch.
Yeah, likely story.
Yeah.
We were-
Meteor.
Meteor. Yes.
What do you, Gardner? Yours, your theory taking you?
I'm just wondering if anything weird's going on out in these parts now,
wasn't-
especially out west.
It wasn't near the nuclear land waste in Bridgeton, was it? Where they didn't land out that way, did
It
it?
was more out. It went over where I used to live.
Did they find out like when something like that happens? Where does the remnant go? Is it gone? Is it evaporated?
A lot of times
Pretty
it
much
just
burns up.
disintegrates.
maybe
It
Yeah.
some
disintegrates
pebbles.
into dust and pebbles.
Yeah.
Pretty
If
much.
there's an impact site, we probably won't know about it.
Okay.
They probably have cordoned off that area by
Oh,
now
boy.
and
Oh,
are doing what is
yeah, I like
The
this
necessary.
residents in a 5-mile span mysteriously got sick.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on Marthasville.
So we're gonna have
Okay.
a Cloverfield situation next week.
Well, maybe.
Looking forward to it. This should
I
be a good
wouldn't.
time.
I wouldn't say no to that.
Okay. By the way, guys, I may have the Cloverfield Hawk next week. Just throwing that out there.
What's
That
that
is an
mean?
Just
interesting one.
saying that just in case the Cloverfield monster shows up,
Uh-huh.
may not be able to
okay.
make it to
gotcha.
studio.
Gotcha. I was like, wait, is there something happening I don't know about? Interesting.
What was the Oh,
Yes.
that probably was my initial
Yes.
reaction. What was the Twitter reaction?
Just, I mean, people weren't sure what was happening at first because it was shaking and rattling houses,
Oh, really?
like out in O'Fallon. That's where Brian Hoffman, Frank Cusimano's radio producer, sent me like a screen grab of people discussing it out that way, and he's like, "What's going on out your old way?" And so I called, as I said yesterday, I called my mom's phone. My dad answered, and I said, "Hey, did your guys' house shake out there?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, do you know why? And I said, "No, I don't know why." Like, are you concerned? No, I mean, if you find out what it is, call your mom's phone back. I love you, Dad. Bye.
What was Dad doing? Was he
I
working
think
on
my
his-
dad was watching The Voice, and I interrupted him.
That. Now we talk about filming things, and I'm game for anything. But can we film your dad watching The Voice? Because after seeing a photo of your father,
Yeah. You should see the most recent photo of my dad.
him watching The Voice sounds hilarious.
He, my sister-in-law.
I voted for Kennedy.
My sister-in-law owns a salon out in like St. Louis, and on Sunday, my dad dresses up as Santa for a variety of events every year.
His son is Santa, so that makes sense.
And I'll show you a photo. He dressed up as Santa, and he has his real beard with him.
Yeah, he
too.
does.
Um,
That's a man's
and
beard,
he's
Chris.
sitting with my niece Whitley. You'll see just how good of a Santa he could be. We should have him in as Santa. Maybe that would be something.
Certainly should.
Santa just showing up for Travis.
What do you think he'd get you?
Diabetes, insulin.
He would that would be dope.
Right.
Or I've been saying it all year. Someone finally brings in a cake in the shape of Rihanna's ass.
Okay.
Ice
So
cream
I can
cake.
finally have Rihanna's ass for Christmas.
Ice cream cake.
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
Dairy Queen ice cream cake.
Damn it. I want to diet.
Has
Yeah, I
anyone
know.
shown up to an O'Fallon Quick Trip demanding sugar, water? Tom Brown. I'd love to offer up a snarky remark about this Joel Osteen Kanye West mashup, but I don't know who Kanye West is. That's from Yale Hollander.
Oh man.
Tell you what.
Have you listened to the Kanye album?
No.
I thought you loved Jesus.
He's a great dude.
He's all right.
Yeah.
I might have called him a con man last week.
Let's not do that. Not on this show.
Why not? Look, this
That's
is
at
my
least-
opinion.
Look, if my mom listens, she gonna start sending you bottles of blessed oil. And do you want that? Do you want blessed oil sent your way? Exactly. You see what happens when it happens.
Look, it's what I believe.
All I'm gonna
You
say
have a
is
problem with my beliefs?
the NGA, which is supposed to be setting up shop here soon in St. Louis.
The NBA?
I wish.
I did say that was a weird way for the NBA to do like a viral marketing thing for NASA to announce that the meteor was shaped in a basketball.
Like a basketball.
We've got Max Price in studio. We'll take a
Max
quick break.
Price.
One more meteor-related thing, Travis. We as a team did get a response from Kansas City on Twitter. I went with the all-time pander.
Oh God.
I said
How
I did a
depressing.
quote tweet,
Oh, here we go.
and I just said, "Hey, that's not a meteor. That's just Megan Anderson heading back to Kansas City from St. Louis."
This video right here is the one he was using.
Yep, there
Oh
she
my
goes.
God,
Bye, baby.
Chris.
He's a shooting star.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, Chris!
I
Please
did-
tell me you didn't.
I did get a lively response. Says, "I'll take it," with a smiley face emoji, and I've been walking on air ever since.
Oh my
And
God!
you've also been reported to Twitter.
Thank you. Somebody had to do it.
Well, like that, Jamie Warriors Fancy Fleurs says cake shaped like Rihanna's ass. That's called a pancake, bro. That'll do it.
Hey,
we'll
who being
take a quick
disrespectful?
break. We're gonna bring Max Price in.
Why are we
He's
taking a
on
break for
Happy
Max?
Hour.
Man, hey man, get his ass. Just walk up in here. He
Go
get a
ahead,
break.
Go get him. Go get him.
Max, get in here. Max, we in here.
This is
Start a
so
damn break. We don't even
disrespectful.
do no break for Dr. Ed, man. Hold on. Back this. He
We-
got it. He
we
got it. Look
actually
at
do.
this.
We do
We
do
don't need
break
no
for
break.
Dr.
Max deserves
Max,
an
get your
hour-
ass in here,
a
man.
break.
This ain't showtime at the Apollo. We ain't got time for commercial breaks.
This is funny.
I'm
this
going to
guy's
fade
on
out
our
because
show
I got to
tomorrow.
adjust this.
We got to do some
I
adjusting.
got to adjust my
Oh,
camera.
you got,
Max
oh,
Price is
Gardner has
here.
to adjust on the fly. Yo, you had all day to do it, I thought.
You motherfucker.
Yeah. This is getting rather combative. Max, welcome to the show. How are you,
Hey,
buddy?
thanks for having me. What's going on, guys?
Max is used to professional radio. He's done about 400 appearances on 550 KTRS. But now he has to deal with you. Max will be at our show tomorrow night. That's Happiest Hour right here in Grand Center at Sophie's. 6 o'clock, comedy gets started. Presented in partnership with Jack Daniels. We'll have Schlafly specials. Max, Bobby Jaycox, Brandon Judd, Matt Barnes. It's going to be a great show. Come out, have some fun. Max, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, and I know Travis is really pumped that you're here. And
Max,
Travis
I-
has
I
a lot
look,
to
I've
talk
been trying to
about
get
after
you
sitting
on a-
around yesterday.
I
and
do.
watching Disney Plus for most of the day.
First of all, thank you for doing Happiest Hour. We're very excited to have you. I have been trying to book you for this for quite some time, and
Good
so
for
to
you.
finally be
This
able
is
to
a
get you to
weird
come on our show,
tone
that's
you're
even
taking.
great.
Go ahead.
Did you check out the meteor yesterday, though? Did you hear
Did
about it?
check out the. I mean,
Yeah,
I heard about it.
Your early thoughts.
Yeah,
on
was
the
that
meteor.
like did I drive all the way up to investigate it?
Yeah, you didn't get my note saying
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to bring 20 minutes of material on,
On
meteors.
meteors.
Yeah, what's going on? I honestly think, Gardner, you've intimated that some kind of invasion of sorts. I think Max is working on a fresh 5 minutes to open the show tomorrow night with Meteor Talk. I think it'll fade out in the next day or two.
That's what I heard is that it was only a basketball-sized meteor, which is insane. That just like goes to show you how much like anything extra would destroy us.
We're-
It's,
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
The size of basketball, and everyone in
Yes.
like the state saw it and heard it.
Wait,
and
that was
felt
just a
it.
basketball?
Yeah, size
Oh,
of a
shit.
basketball. Yeah.
Right.
That's what you're like.
Imagine
Like,
if there's
in
a size of
movies-
small
yeah,
car.
In the movie, they're like, oh no, like a meteor the size of Wisconsin is coming towards Earth, and you're like, it's just Wisconsin.
That's bad.
We're like, what's the worst they could do? Like it blows up Wisconsin. like we'll be fine.
Everything's
like,
gonna
no,
be
a
okay.
basketball almost like killed our city. Like,
Honestly, it stopped. It was like as much coverage as those cows in North City got. Like that's what puts us on the brakes.
It is, and then when NASA gets involved, then St. Louis really's got to start peacocking. They're like, hey, did you hear we win a Stanley Cup too, NASA? Huh? Want to talk about that? Hey, Calm down, St. Louis. It's just one doggone media.
We got Black
This is
Sheep.
like when Winfield makes it on the news because a tornado's coming their way.
Oh, that's nice.
Winfield, take cover now. Wait, I said Winfield.
And I know St. Louisans are going to respond in the typical St. Louis fashion. Well, NASA said it was the coolest meteor to ever hit America, so St. Louis should be proud of that.
You know,
Should
that
be very
meteor,
proud of that.
That meteor plays the game the right way.
I was gonna say,
It's a gritty meteor.
It's fundamentally sound.
Arch Apparel already made a shirt.
Meet me at the meteor, huh? What do you guys think? Let's put it in a hoodie.
at the meteor.
That's exactly what
Toasted
they're going.
Ravs, concrete,
Meteor.
meteor. Meteor. Perfect.
We play Quidditch meteors in the arch.
Ted Drew's got a Media Creek. Come try it this weekend.
That's totally gonna be
That
it.
sounds pretty good, actually. You probably do a good job with that.
We just
All right.
we just did all the marketing for every small business in St. Louis in a matter of 20
All right,
seconds.
that's all you do. That's
That's-
how it
that's
works.
that easy.
Everyone
We-
thought showers, and then you go with the
Boom.
ideas.
And then I'm sure the zoo is going to name one of their freaking new animals after the meteor. It'll be pretty simple.
We've got it all figured out. We do have an update from the Black Sheep commenting, surprisingly, no nest videos from North City. However, it can be found in the background of a World Star. Check that
How
out.
funny would that be if it's a World Star
Oh
video
my
and then
God.
there's a meteor in the background? Oh shit! Y'all see that dog?
Now, in what neighborhood are people most likely to charge? They're going to talk people into the meteors coming back, and this is the best view. Can you blame an area of St. Louis on this?
I can definitely see folks in St. Charles charging for it. They have nothing else to do.
Gardner, speak up. You're from out there.
That is your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Charging to see the actual meet.
That it's actually going to come by. They're going to say, "Oh, it's on a schedule now. This is the best place. This is the
okay.
best place."
People
you
on the
have to be."
trolley, the people on
Yeah.
the trolley, they have no we got to figure something
Is this
out.
like when we had the eclipse? And then,
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
Hey, get your hotel room. I can't get a hotel room within 100 miles.
It's like when Atlanta saw the leprechaun.
the whole Alabama leprechaun, the whole neighborhood came out. It was so. That's what. You know what? Thank you, Elliot Davis, for not going to a black community when the meteor
Yeah,
happened, because
that
he
would've been
certainly
rude.
would have been the guy. Yeah, dog, I saw the meteor.
Yale Hollander, all meteors matter. Thank you, Yale. that needed to be
Yale, damn you.
said. Max.
You know the best way they could have gotten the meteor is that they just put it in a kettle formation and beat the shit out of it. Just a thought.
I'm into that. Max has a monthly showcase he does at the Funny Bones, become a huge success. Real quick, Max, when's the next one? I don't want to forget about this, so you can get your plug in.
Actually, it's Wednesday. Today's Thursday, right?
Yeah, next
Or no,
Wednesday.
wait, no,
isn't it?
today's Wednesday.
Yeah, today's Wednesday.
Today's
That's
Wednesday,
what I was
so
saying.
next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah, that's the next one.
And
yeah.
how have you built this bad boy up?
Oh man, a lot of.
I remember you had it as like a weekly show,
of
and then
bri-
it turned into a monthly thing, and you're just crushing. We need to take some notes on how to fill a room, Travis.
Yeah, just a lot of bribing people with cocaine and blowjobs.
Mm.
Just, yeah,
Hold on.
it's,
Cocaine with 2 C's?
That's Travis's answer to everything. I feel like cocaine.
It's
and
worked so far. Look at us now. Look
yeah,
at
it's
the studio.
just basically just don't have a life outside of it.
How long have you been doing comedy now?
Be very unhappy with the
Right.
rest of your life, and that will succeed.
and pour it
yeah.
all into that.
And-
Like my son's cool, but the show.
and then only show that part of your life on Instagram, and everyone
Perfect.
thinks that you're just happy.
I concur.
I'm right there with you.
Let's see. I've been doing comedy for 6 years,
Nice.
and in February, and then the show has been going for 3.5 years.
So
so
crazy to
it's
think of.
commitment.
Yeah, I can't. When we hit the 3-year mark, I was like, no. It's been 2 years, right? No, it's definitely been 3. Wow, I cannot believe it's been 3 years.
So
It's insane. It's insane to me. Like, it feels like just yesterday that Matt came up to me and was asking me to start putting this together, and I had no idea what I was doing. Clearly, I was just like, oh yeah, I'll share a Facebook event. I'll make a Facebook event and I'll
People
share
think I'm
it,
funny?
and everybody will come out. It's gonna be awesome. And then you share it, and first show there's 8 people, and you're like, oh, that takes more than that.
Yeah.
and then
Isn't
yeah.
that the worst? Whatever.
Oh, yeah, when-
you're so excited.
Yeah,
Everybody's gonna
And you
love
don't do
this.
any work and nothing happens. You're so surprised. You're like, what?
I sent out a flyer
Yeah.
the day of, so I
Right.
don't know what the problem is.
It's like Travis inviting me to his birthday dinner half an hour before it started.
It was
Kinda one of those
technically
things.
16 hours before it happened.
Got it. Okay,
You weren't doing shit anyway. I just figured you had an open schedule.
that makes sense. No, what part of St. Louis did you grow up in?
I didn't.
Where'd
I
you grow
mean,
up?
I've lived all over the country: California, Arkansas, New York, Indiana, and now here. I started coming, I started going to school at St. Louis in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I moved here in high school. I went to Oakville, home of the white people calling other white people the N-word.
Yeah, I just had the diversity out in
Yeah.
Oakville. It's just so rich.
Yeah, it's,
I would always love that coming up from the rural area I grew up in and playing like teams like Oakville and sports and beating them handily, but the whole time they're like, get on your tractors. I'm like, you're from South County.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I've been to the Arch a couple times. I know how this works up here. So
it's pretty.
There's good
it's pretty
people.
wild.
Max, I don't know a ton about you, but I feel like Oakville was a bit of an adjustment for you. How did that work?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was, just going to St. Louis in general was kind of a culture shock,
Right.
you know, like, I mean, everywhere I've moved really has been, like, drastically different from the last, and I don't know, it was fine. I mean, it took a while to, like, because St. Louis is so cliquey, dude. Like,
Oh,
it takes,
God,
like,
yes.
if you
Oh,
didn't
my
grow
gosh.
up here, like,
God,
like,
yes.
meeting, like, friends and stuff is just, like,
Right.
just ridiculous. And then-
Right.
So that took a while, but I mean, I've really grown to love St. Louis. Like honestly, I'll admit when I first moved here, I hated it. I was like, oh, I want to go back to California, you know. But after like kind of, I think it also just takes like if you didn't grow up here, like you got to just like turn 21 and be able to actually do things, you know.
That
Like
helps.
once you can actually like do stuff,
Right.
you're like, okay, there's cool things. Like there's gems, there's hidden gems. You gotta like just kind of seek out and find, and then people grow out of that clickiness eventually, like out of high school, and I mean a lot of them still have the same friends forever, but they're still like they're not like shitty about it anymore.
Right.
In high school they're just shitty about it. It's just like
Yeah.
you're like it's like everyone from this grade school like hangs out with everyone. From
that
this
is
grade
so
school,
true. Have you?
and-
Do you know that, Gardner? Like, we're talking groups of people that have known each other since they were 5.
Oh yeah.
And it's cool to a degree,
I'm
but there is
friends
that
with
there's
people
walled
that
up situation.
are groups like that.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't grow up in the city limits or partially in St. Louis County, but more in St. Charles County. I mean, I went to public school out there.
Trash.
I was an accident anyway, so that I was like a test case for my
Yeah, that
parents,
sounds about
and then they
right.
had my brother like 4 or 5 years later. So I was like, okay, let's make mistakes with Chris, and then we'll get it right with Matt. But I became friends with a group like they went to St. Gabe's
Mm-hmm.
over, and that's their grade school. They went to CBC together. That's their group. And I've seen other groups that are like that with different elementary schools that are private and also different private high schools. So yeah, I've seen that a number of times.
Certainly have. As far as comedy goes, you got to go on tour with Preston Lacey from Jackass recently. We have these moments like where we'll have people in where you're like, holy cow, I remember watching them on TV or whatever else when you're growing up. Did that mean a little something to you
Oh
getting
my
to go out
God,
that?
yeah,
Like
no
he took you
idea.
on a run.
Yeah, no idea. It was and I'm going back with them in December.
Oh, nice.
So that's gonna we've become pretty tight since then, honestly. It was seriously it was mind blowing because I mean anyone my age whose favorite show wasn't Jackass, it's just
Right.
like or like, like that general.
The stupid things that
decade.
we did with like handheld cameras that like sadly because of Jackass.
Yeah,
it's
right.
like,
Even though they had the skull, like how much more of a warning can you get? A skull and crossbones, like don't freaking try this, don't do this. And then and Jackass got blamed for a ton of stuff during that time. I mean, I guess rightfully so.
Well,
but,
to a
but not
degree.
not rightfully so in the sense that they were it's just kids being stupid. But that's where they got the idea basically. And it was seriously incredible just because Preston is just seriously like the sweetest, nicest person
That's
you
awesome.
could
Right.
ever meet. Like he's from outside of Joplin.
Oh, is
And,
he really?
yeah,
Okay, that
he's
makes
got
sense
that
then.
small, he's got
Yeah.
that
Oh, that's pretty
small
cool.
town
I didn't know that.
hospitality vibe to him,
Right.
and he was just, took a few of us on the road with them, and he just paid for everything, and we got to do these amazing shows, just sold out in these huge places, and
People freak out about people like Preston Lacey. Like
Oh, yeah.
you see that too. It's kind of like the mad bus driver. people get really into that comic and they
Back
come
to
out.
back sold
Well,
out
and
shows.
people, and
That's
I
true.
mean,
I'm
he's
not
just
even
got that
kidding.
vibe that people want to hang out with him. Like you watch him on the show, it's just like, and I mean, you want to hang out with anybody on that show for the most part. It's just
Right.
like they're just fun. They just like they're always doing something exciting, and like they just always seem like a good time, and they are like, and it was yeah, so it was. That was the time of my life, man. Just like like what you said, just someone that you grew up watching, and now I'm just on, driving in a car with them for hours at a time, and we're just talking like normal people and like doing
Hand me the rest of
shows
that
and-
Snickers press. That's an interesting thing you'd say.
What are
Yeah.
some of the things you learned from having that particular experience? I imagine going out on the road, being in front of those large crowds, and learning to be a professional traveling comedian. What are some of the things that you picked up? What are some
I
of the
learned
lessons?
that if I want to have an audience follow me anywhere, I gotta have a huge show on MTV.
that
That's
helps.
In the late
That's a
90s,
good
early
start.
2000s, when
Definitely
TV
like
meant
that.
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
that not a lot
That
of
goes
people
a
know-
long way.
Not a lot of people know that, but I want to write that one down.
Is it okay? Here's something, Travis, to piggyback off yours. So we've had Steve-O in studio, and you're like, he's fun, but we're in a studio, and if he decides to like run his head through a window, like that's gonna suck. And he wasn't like that at all. Is there any of that feeling? Because I would get the feeling like when they did the outtakes and everything like that, like the Jackass dudes, like just they're always on. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Well, that's what
Is
that's
that
what
still
Preston,
happening?
That's what Preston said. Is that like that's what was crazy about whether it was the show or the movie is like whether the cameras are on or not. Like it is. He goes. It is nonstop terror. It is 24/7. Like you can't go to sleep. You have to at all times have an eye in the back of your head because there's
Jesus.
always someone after someone ready to like do something to someone. Like there's just no like you're just screwed. Like, no matter what you do, like there's no unless you're like locking yourself in like the bathroom.
Right.
And even then, remember the one where the guy was in the porta potty and they had the ink explosion? It's like you can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. So like just like being on the road with him, he's just telling me all these stories and stuff and things you wouldn't know from like watching it, just like all the aside things and it was an amazing experience.
That's awesome.
But it was, I don't know exactly what I could say. I really like learned that I wouldn't already know, but it was just a blast. It was a really fun
It's a
time.
fun way to go out and
It's
work your
crazy.
trade.
It's crazy out, but I mean, people will. Sometimes it seemed like people weren't paying the money for a ticket to like actually see the show. It was like they would have paid that money just for the meet and greet
For the
picture.
selfie.
They
Oh,
just
nice.
want that. They just wanted the picture, man. Like
That's
people
dope.
were. That seemed like what people were the absolute most excited was when the show was over and we're like lined up and they were like, "Picture time!" It's just like everybody just wants a picture with a famous person. Like it's crazy.
It's true, and there was a shift, Travis, in our lifetime where it used to be autographs. It used to be
God, it's
get
quick.
your autograph. I remember meeting Blink 182 when I was like 16 or 17 and being like, got that autograph. Probably not going to do much cooler with my life.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing the T-shirt 4 days later. But at the same
Right.
time, like, yeah, there's been a shift over to the selfie for the famous
yeah.
person
Yeah.
collection.
Well, because then you get the likes on Instagram and Facebook and
And it
all
all
that, you
circles back, and our hollow lives are fulfilled.
know. Exactly.
Where are some of the cities you're heading this time around? You know?
We're doing I think Wichita, somewhere else in I can't remember the name. Somewhere else in Kansas. We're doing another place in Missouri, I think. And then he always does like we did this last time too. He, like at the end, he'll like stop and do a hometown Joplin show
Okay.
too.
Oh, that's perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, people
That's
get
pretty cool.
amped
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that.
Yeah. So and of course, like it's their hometown pride. So like everyone comes out for that. I mean, when I went on the road with them last time, every show was packed, and then like he had a birthday show in like August or something, or like September, and I went down. He had me down to do that. He did like a birthday comedy show, and like that was like packed out. He had like an event hall or whatever, and that was packed out, and that was a blast.
As
Got to
part
go
of the
down and
deal,
do that.
Max had to come out of the cake. That was the that was the Jackass spin to the whole thing. A couple comments. Seth stood in a courtroom, had a judge use the phrase "while imitating Jackass." As I tried not to laugh, his parents were super proud. Ouch! You do that in a courtroom. Triangle Assassin remembers getting Smash Mouth's autograph and thought it was awesome. What's your favorite Smash Mouth song, Gardner?
Wasn't that All Star?
It's got to be, right? That's an all-timer.
Wow, you're sleeping on Walking on the Sun. I just, come on now, bro.
Well, there's a
Max,
poll
thank
question
you.
for today. Best
Best
Smash
Smash
Mouth
Mouth.
song.
All right, we'll put it up at We Are Live Radio on Twitter. We will decide the.
It ain't no joke.
You guys are so dead on with that. Facebook's going to pull us for copyright issues. Man. Real quick, I got to tell you guys about Gateway Powder Coating. They sponsor us, so you support them. GatewayPowderCoat.com for more information. If you need something painted, you could actually powder coat it. Fast, durable, and affordable. Check it out online, GatewayPowderCoat.com for more information. We got Max Price in studio. He's got the Best of St. Louis showcase. He'll also be on Happiest Hour tomorrow. It'll be a very good time. Travis, you were going to ask some tips to succeeding. What was that?
To succeeding? Do you want me to give some
In
tips
life.
to succeeding?
No, you were
to
going to
Max?
ask Max some.
Oh, to ask him. I'm trying to convince this girl to have sexual relations with me.
Oh,
Max has a child.
Oh.
He's good at that.
Oh. How do I make that happen?
yeah, well, you should. Is this on?
Did we lose something?
Yeah, Chris. What'd you do?
What did I do?
Not sure.
What did I do? There we go.
The power button.
Well, I would say you were on the right track with the sexual relations. I don't know if you want the product.
How old is your little one?
4.5.
Nice.
Yeah, and you know, how do I? Well, I would say just get like a lot of tattoos. That always, that seems to be working.
Good bunch of tats, man.
Still getting it on the regular.
It works, apparently.
I don't know what to say. I
Say you're a comedian on Tinder. It's really effing easy. I don't know. Oh my goodness. So we got to check out Max again tomorrow, 6 o'clock at Happiest Hour Comedy Series. Anything else coming up we need to know about, brother? Next
I
week.
think. Well. Oh man, I haven't even looked at my schedule, man. Sorry if I'm on
you're
show
good.
and I'm not promoting it.
Max the regular at the Funny Bone, and you can follow him online. We've tweeted out, we've tagged him in a bunch of different stuff. Follow him because he does a lot of great stuff around St. Louis. I guess, where do you see St. Louis's comedy scene change a ton since we've even been around, just kind of on the peripheral, doing what we do?
Oh, it's blowing up.
Last 4 years, it's
Oh,
crazy,
it's
isn't
blown
it?
up.
Like
I
people
thi-
should start
a
moving
hu-
here more.
Huge
for it.
And a huge part of that is definitely flyover.
This past weekend was awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, Zach, Chris, Emily. Those are only like 3 I know that I know personally
Right.
that run. I know there's several other people, but I mean, that group is doing just an incredible job. I mean, this is only the 3rd year, and this year I forgot to sign up on time, so I didn't do it. I'm gonna sign up next year, but I mean, I did the first 2 years,
Yeah.
and just seeing how much each year has
Right.
just flattened out the last one. Like, you're like, wow, this was amazing. Then the next year, like, wow, that was garbage compared to this year. And
Right.
like,
We
it's
had
just
a-
like they are just absolutely stepping it up like crazy every year. They're doing an amazing job. They're really
Right.
putting St. Louis on the map, which is great because I think St. Louis has been so underrated as a comedy town for so long.
For a
Like,
long
it's
time,
just
yeah.
just really needs to be on the map. Like, I mean, people from out of town come here all the time. They're like, oh my God, you guys have a great scene. Like, you have
Get a show every night of the week.
a huge concentration of talent. Like, it's, your ratio of good comics to bad comics is like off the chart.
Yeah.
It's like, like nowhere else. And I see that, like just traveling, like going scene to scene, I'm like, wow, these scenes are like, considered like great scenes and everything. Was like, we're doing just as good. Like, we're killing it too.
It's like the perfect spot as far as, especially if you're still relatively quote unquote new in the scene, it gives you the opportunities to get better, gives you an opportunity to work with others, collaborate.
Big names come through. You
The
can
big
jump
names
on,
still
yeah.
come through, and of course, the city has a history with the Red Foxes of the world and the Cedric the Entertainers of the world, so it has a history of great comics. So it has. And I think it's. I'm glad that it's blowing. I mean, I think maybe that is that how Flyover has to work. Like festivals like Flyover have to work. You just have to get that first one
Well,
out.
you
Get the
gotta-
first one out, and then people get to see. Oh, you guys can do this thing. All right, I'm looking forward to trying to make this a yearly
Well,
thing.
that's a culmination of a ton of independent work and everything else to even just have the amount of locals. Because you, quite frankly, you couldn't afford to get a comedy festival off the ground without putting yourself in massive debt if you had to pay a ton of out-of-towners to stay in hotels and all this other stuff. And then, or if you get some low enough, the talent level's not going to be good enough. So to have a good
Yeah,
scene,
you
like,
gotta
it's for sure a
you
feeder.
gotta like you gotta be great before you start branding yourself, kind of thing. I mean, like we developed it's a community. St. Louis comedy scene is a community,
Right.
and like everyone's there to help each other. And I think that's why it's so much better because like nobody looks at each other as competition. It's just big
Right.
enough to where we have a bunch of opportunities, but it's small. It's like it's not so big that like everyone's just like it's not like LA and New York where everyone's just fighting
Oh
each
my
other.
gosh.
We're
Right.
kinda,
The best
that-
comic from every city
Yeah.
moves there every week.
Yeah, exactly. So like it's everyone's just working to get better and no one's like there's not like that stress of of the competition. You're just like everyone's always like supplying each other tags or helping each other. We're doing workshops where we're all just like we just want you want the other people to look good because that makes the whole scene
Right.
look good. You want everyone to do well, and there's enough work for everyone that you don't feel like crammed. And then because we have that now that we're put things like flyover and stuff are branding the city, now we can once we go out to the public, people see us and they're like, oh, we look good. If you had done that a long time ago, we wouldn't be ready to be recognized.
Right.
It's like it's good to wait until you're ready to be recognized because
Right.
there's such a thing as getting even for the individual there's a thing as getting recognized too early.
Sure.
And then it just looks bad and then no one pays attention to it anymore.
Right.
That's
So
like
true.
that's like when you start out as a comic, all your friends come to see you for like your first open mic, and then like 8 years later, when you're actually good, like no one wants to see you because like they the
Yeah,
first
man,
time they
I
saw you,
gotta-
they
I
thought
They
you
have that
suck.
taste in their
Man.
mouths.
yeah,
still.
they're like, oh yeah, I saw you 8 years ago. You were terrible. Be like, oh,
Yeah.
it's different. like,
Yeah.
like
Lot
no,
of-
I remember that
lot of
dick joke you
change.
told. It was
leaned
garbage.
on the,
Yeah, I was
leaned
like-
on the N-word a lot.
Oh, that Max.
Classic Max Price.
So
the
yeah.
N-word comic.
I think we're doing it the right way. I think we built something that was worth recognizing, and now we're things like that are starting to give us the recognition.
Right.
So
Speaking of
taking
that, we're going to
advantage.
have the audio from our roast show, Target Practice, that we did at Flyover. We're going to play that tomorrow, right, Gardner? So you guys can hear that tomorrow. It was a really fun time. You can
That is
hear
correct.
the very talented and hardworking Emily Hickner literally forget our names when she brought us up, which is my favorite
believe
part
it
of the
was-
entire thing.
Help
It
me
was
welcome
amazing.
to the stage.
That was part of the roast.
And then someone in
Yes.
the background goes, Target Practice Live.
She was like-
Practice Live.
It was pretty funny, and it was a great time. It was congrats to Angela Smith again on winning that one. So Max, keep up the wonderful work. It's been awesome seeing you kick ass, and it's awesome too when you're around comics as much as we are, and you guys are all in the phase you are. Like see people get better literally every time you see them, and that's definitely you, man. You're kicking ass.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Thank
Keep
you
it up, guys. Come see Max tomorrow. Sophie's for Happiest Hour. Get your Jack Daniels on 6 o'clock. We'll start around then. Travis drink specials start at 4 p.m.
Oh
as
boy,
you
well
know.
that means my party starts at 3:45.
So that's an early when it gets dark early. Come out, have some fun. It's a great lineup tomorrow.
And Travis, pick out some tattoo designs.
I'm already working.
We
on
gotta-
it.
we
gotta
Max's
work on that for
hands.
him.
I'm like, oh, that'd be cool on me.
So we're going to get Max out of here. We'll take a quick break. Gardner can get a smoke. We've got Dr. Ed from Hillside Animal Hospital in to play some dogs on film. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. It's We Are Live. Chris Stedman, Travis Terrell, and Dr. Ed Miñeco of Hillside Animal Hospital in for Dogs on Film. Hit it, Gardner.
Dr. Ed. Dr. Ed. The good doctor is in.
Dr. Ed, welcome back to the show. You old dog, you. What's going on?
Yeah, old. You got the first part right.
I said old. I said old. It's a term of endearment.
Oh, okay.
Guys, check out hillsideanimalhospital.net for more information on where you can take your pets for all their needs. Excited to be here, Travis. I'm sure Sean and Gardner worked very hard on a.
Did Sean leave the house for this?
No.
No,
I'm about
it's
to
too
say,
cold for that.
this is not Sean's type of weather.
We recorded on Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So his wife was even there.
Oh,
And
dear.
so we had some fun. It was-
Okay. Sounds like some swinger shit, but okay.
No, he actually picked me up from the office that day, and
Sean drove?
How is it riding with Sean in a vehicle?
it's fine. It's fine. He had his wife's car. He didn't have his car. Where
Is he like
there's
a go-kart?
well, there's like a bag over
Wouldn't
the
you think he'd
window
be like a Mario Kart thing?
because one of his windows got shot out
Oh.
when he was working one day. Right after he got a window replaced so his car could pass
Does that
inspection.
surprise any of you guys that this window got shut out?
No.
But I don't want to talk to him. Then it'll happen to me.
But I feel like there's a story, but I feel like the story isn't really about the window being shot out. It's about Sean kidnapping the president's daughter.
No.
And I feel like it just turns into a whole nother ordeal.
Sean getting a bad batch of cocaine.
Yeah, like, oh, man, you met my friend Walter White. You know Walter White, don't you? So he got a bad case of blue.
If you said that to Sean, a bad batch of cocaine, he would say, "Oh yeah, most certainly. In this town, you can't get any good stuff."
Oh no.
That's the thing with Sean. Sean is the human version of Pandora's box. You don't want to open it, literally.
And we have.
Oh, boy,
Boy.
have we ever.
Yeah, you go to your hometown for like a festival or something. You know the people don't ask like open-ended "How you been?" questions because it's like, oh, I don't have 12 minutes to listen to every. bad
Sean
thing
reminds
that's
me of
happening.
you guys remember the show Taxi at all?
Yes.
Yeah, Reverend Jim.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. There was an episode where somebody gave them some cocaine-laced brownies. You know, and it was pretty funny watching everybody react to it. And Jim walks in, he takes a bite, and he just says, "Cocaine, 79 after the rains." Kind of what I think about with Sean.
That's quite accurate.
I'm going to tell him that one. He'll appreciate that.
He certainly will. You know what I appreciate? People that are the best at what they do. Dr. Ed's the best vet on
You
this
are,
show.
man, and we didn't get a
Yeah.
chance to do this on Monday. But thank you for your service. Thank
Oh
you
my
for what
gosh.
you have done to the pets ever. Happy
Vets Day.
belated Vets Day, sir.
Yeah, I did get a card once on Veterans Day. I did from my nephew.
Like a serious one?
Serious card. Yeah, yeah. He was very
Did
young
you just
at the
own
time.
this nephew?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, he was
So-
very young. He just, he
23. He'd been drinking.
One time when my daughter was very young, we're riding around in the car, and she's in the back seat, and she pipes up, and she said, "Dad, do you make a pretty good living?" And I looked at my wife, and I wonder where this is going. I
Uh-oh.
said, "Yeah, I do. Why?" She says, "Well, I keep seeing these people all around and all these signs that say homeless vets, and I'm just worried about you."
Oh,
Otherworldly level of cuteness and awareness.
That's a woke, beautiful
Yeah,
baby.
That is certainly it.
How do you
And
answer
the
She had
that?
doctor-
been
and
worried
the
about
doc-
herself then too at that point.
That's an interesting question. I've-
Self-preservation question.
And I've always wondered. I don't want to say I've asked my parents a similar question when I was a kid. How
All
do
kids
parents
do.
prepare for that question? Because it sounds like obviously that came out of the blue, but how do you honestly answer that question when your child asks?
I mean, we kind of explained, that we're actually doing
Don't
okay.
talk about it.
Yeah.
You
Well,
tell them
Yeah,
that.
that's kind of how we grew up. It was like, hey, adult folks' business.
Yeah, roll up your Lexus window and just be quiet. Back in the back seat.
Right. Dr. Ed threw a wad of $100 bills at her and he said, "If you ask another stupid question,"
Head to the back of the yacht.
just like Dr. Ed's the best at his profession, Cardinals manager Mike Schilt named NL Manager of the Year. Anybody surprised at this?
A little bit. I thought maybe.
I thought Council would get it.
I thought Dave Martinez was going to definitely.
Oh,
get it.
well, yeah, after the fact. That made
the
sense.
guy. But then again, they were kind of favorites. They got out to a slow start, and then they just turned it on at the end of May. But yeah, this is really dope. This is good for Mike Schilt. This is great for the Cardinal organization, especially a year removed from firing Mike Matheny. You want a manager. You hope the next decision that you make, replacing the guy that while successful, was very
It was a
polarizing.
weird
He was a
year.
very polarizing manager, so to speak. So you want to replace him with someone that's good, and Mike Shute has shown that he is very good, and it feels even better that he was brought up through the Cardinals organization. He kind of cut his teeth on every level, and for him to do what he did this past season and to be rewarded for it, that's really cool.
I think so too, and I think it kind of speaks to like, okay, hey, we can enjoy this guy. I liked the way he reacted to things. I liked the way, like the Randy Rosarina live streaming his
handled that
expletive lace
very
thing.
well. He handled
that
that very
showed
well.
me so much
It did.
about him. That was amazing how he handled that. And you just look at that and you go, oh, wait a second, okay. But yeah, I would say it was a strange season. NL Central champs kind of backed into it. Now manager.
No, they didn't back into that. The Cardinals,
they did, though.
No, they went out and they swept the Cubs, and they held their
Do you
own.
not, they barely won the NL Central.
I went up against a Milwaukee team that Christian Yelich and the Milwaukee Brewers, one of the hottest teams throughout baseball all year, and the Cardinals were chasing down the Brewers and the Cubs a good part of the season. And look, a lot of guys finally stepped up. Certainly, that helped. But you got what he did with that rotation, how he handled Wainwright. Excuse me. I thought Schilt deserved it, and I don't think the Cardinals backed into the NL Central. Those are two very good teams that they beat to win the Central Division, and they beat a very good Atlanta team in the NLDS too. And they just ran up against a buzzsaw that happened to go on to become the world champions, the Washington Nationals. So I don't know. I thought what he did this year and how the Cardinals performed, as a person who was very negative about this team going into also the beginning of the year, but throughout most of the year, I was impressed how he pulled it together. I think Cardinals fans should be proud of that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's just what you run into. I think with the voting, obviously you voted at the end of the year. Martinez is a shoe-in, but
Yeah.
you can't do that obviously because whoever wins is
Right.
going to be the favorite.
And I think Martinez also, he Max Scherzer, Strasburg, Patrick Corbin,
Yeah.
probably the best rotation in baseball, short of the Astros at the time. He had a lot going for him as well. And again, I wouldn't have been upset if Dave Martinez had won it, but I think it's cool. It's another feather in the cap for Mo, especially. This guy had to cut ties with one of his boys, and Mike Matheny. And so to be rewarded with that, with a great job from Mike Schilt. And I think that says a lot about the work he put in and what the rest of the league thinks of him for him to be able to win that award. Because there were some very well-deserved managers. You can look down in Atlanta, like I said, Dave Martinez. There were a lot of managers who put together a solid season. So for Schilt to beat them out is pretty impressive.
I don't know. I'm kind of less inclined to give Mo any credit. I mean,
Yeah, I have to. Gardner's going to make me, or he just rubs it in my face. What about Magic Johnson? He wouldn't have done that.
I mean, he's had so many losing seasons as being in charge of this none. Okay. Sorry. I mean,
I heard that, and I did hear that. I don't know if you heard it with the Bill
Dr.
DeWitt.
Ed gave me a Rotten Tomatoes
Yeah, and
response.
then and now that I knew Dr. Ed was going to make that face.
I thought you were going to go a different way. That's
Well,
why.
I'm glad Dr. Ed made that face because DeWitt says something similar in their most recent when they were giving out the extensions, and they were talking about over the last 20 years they've had 10 appearances in the NLCS, and they've won X amount of divisions, and they've only had
Well, in the playoffs, not the NLCS.
right. But the fact is, he ran down that laundry list of things that under not only the DeWitt's tenure but Mo's tenure that would illustrate that all I've done was win here, and I think that's a little bit
Fair. It takes away people being ability to be reactionary, and they get upset by that because then they can't bitch and complain right away.
Do you think?
never
Do you
stopped me.
think though? But do you think there has? I get that. I get not replacing him with Magic Johnson. I get that part. But you're telling
Don't
me.
speak rationally about that.
Wait. Oh, that's a really
Oh, wow.
hot take right there.
What a
Way to go out on a
controlled
limb.
statement. Yeah, wow.
But to say he doesn't deserve criticism over his tenure,
I'm
is
not
kinda,
saying
okay.
you can't criticize.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
saying he's been one of the most successful people in all of the game, and to ignore that would be
That's
silly
fair.
and
That's fair.
unfair. It would be unfair.
No, I agree.
So that's all.
I agree.
Can we criticize his bow ties at
No,
least?
we can
I mean,
absolutely do that.
No,
That's
you
the
know
other
what?
ways.
I asked Ben Fredrickson of the Post if he thought Mo would do a video with me, where it would be Mo and I
Go shopping?
doing a YouTube tutorial on how to tie a bow tie.
Oh, that'd be dope.
And other various tie knots that he might wear with a regular tie. And Benford was like, doubtful. So I'm trying to figure out if I can maybe weasel my way in with Mo to say, hey, let's do a video like this. You take pride in the way his sport coat game has been on point the last
The
two
sport coat
media.
game is pretty nice. I'll give him that.
Fantastic,
As
I
a
should
brother
say.
who enjoys the occasional sport coat.
And by the way,
nice.
I watched the sit down interview he did with Martin Kilcoyne of the Two Fox the other day.
Martin's
and
a treat.
I had to text Martin and Charlie Marlowe right away because I'm watching. I started laughing out loud. I'm laying in bed watching this, and Martin reversed it on Mo and did a having said that back to him.
Oh, wow.
That's normally Mo's line is
That
having said
is.
that.
And then what did Mo do? He'd like,
does-
cannot
nothing,
compute,
and I'm
does
like-
not compute.
I was like, did I just hear that right? And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Having said that.
Well done, sir.
And let's
well
get
done.
let's. I know he's a busy guy, but let's get Martin's ass in the studio as well.
Well, it'd be tough because he's on at 10.
Is he on at 10? Right at 10?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
The joy of having our own studio is the magic of pre-recording.
Or maybe we can come to him. Tell him we can come to him. Where are they doing a live spot at a Snooks aisle somewhere in O'Fallon?
Right.
We're live.
If you're gonna be at Culinaria down the street, we'll pop in.
We're
Like,
live.
guys, stop Facebook living our radio broadcast. This is weird.
Piggybacking on your content.
Mhm. That's how it'll work. No, I'm excited for Mike Schilt. It's a nice thing. I think again we're spoiled, but there's always room for criticism. I
Well,
think it's
what
okay.
moves do you think they're going to make over there?
None. I think they're going to sign some junk relievers. I think you just saw their biggest starting pitcher signing they'll make in the offseason.
Be
Adam
careful
Wainwright.
what you call junk relievers, though, because
I
some
shouldn't.
of those
Agreed.
maybe lesser names is a way to look at it. Maybe someone that's
Junk tier, as in they'll turn them into diamonds.
okay.
try to.
That's more fair.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I mean, look at what Giovanni Gallegos, what he was able to accomplish last year,
One of the best relievers in the game.
and so I mean, things like that can happen. And I guess what people don't like is there's a predictive nature to the game, especially right now with analytics, and that's where analytics is really used by teams. It's not even necessarily evaluating what you've done; it's
Right.
trying to predict what you're going to do, and that's where these teams really go at it. Other franchises go at it is what's your secret sauce for predicting what players might accomplish, and the teams are going to lean on that, and that I think that can frustrate fans because you're getting this guy. Well, why are you saying he's going to do this? There's something that they see that they use within their formulas that
Sure.
makes them believe that, of which they're not going to share with us because we've seen how proprietary information can be within these organizations.
Well, the Houston analytics is like where to put what camera.
Exactly.
That's their
I'm glad
analytics.
they're getting their day in the sun. I'm finally
mean, that's
glad
right
they're shining a light. Astrology. What's your sign? Brilliant. by
I
the way.
made that.
You need to really tell the folks at the
That's
Post
my
Dispatch
headline.
You should really go work for them. But I'm glad, if anything, that organization's finally getting some light shined on them because we've talked about it before, and no one's excusing felony behavior from Mr. Correa, but the theory has always been he was motivated to do what he ended up doing because he feared that when Lun Hao left for Houston, he was taking important information. I wasn't even going to. I saw the word like come across my face, and I go, nope, not gonna even try.
Your eyes widened.
Because you had just said it, and I was like, damn it, that was good, Gardner. But I think what we see now out of Houston apparently is no surprise. Apparently it's been an open secret. I'm very surprised that in a league that prides itself on the unwritten rules, not snitching, that I was a pretty big snitch for Friars to come out. Was on an interview show.
No, just in the Athletic.
Ken
And The Athletic?
Yeah, he was posting it yesterday.
It was
from The
Evan
Athletic.
Drelich, I believe.
Now,
That's
do,
it.
do you have trouble with the stealing of the signs or just how they did it? I mean, is it
I think
I
how
don't-
they did it.
sign,
How they
sign
did
stealing
it
is an unspoken, accepted until you get caught thing in baseball, right?
I
Like
think
I
using
said-
the technology to do it is a bridge too far. I think
Right.
if you got guys in the outfield sending each other signals and you have to figure out what the
Well, you're
signal is, that's
using
one thing.
cameras.
But you're literally
Using
using
cameras.
cameras.
Did you watch
Yeah.
the clip?
No, I did not.
It was-
It's
I
a
mean,
good
you're
breakdown.
talking. They drop a sign. maybe half a second later, or if the pitcher's in his rotation and he's pulling back, by the time his arm's here, you hear it. There's like a metal hit.
Shut up.
They
Oh,
would do
it's-
a bang
Oh,
bang.
wow.
and
I
that-
didn't know it was all that.
So-
Good
No.
God.
Basically,
So
they
every
had
time
a,
they hit a changeup.
they had a camera in the outfield
Right?
that would look in and peer in. They had a television that was covered for the most part, but just outside the dugout, like in the hallway area. So they would see it, see the sign, and if it was like an off-speed pitch or changeup, they would let them know, and someone would go bang, bang,
Shut
and
up.
then that would signal to the
Oh,
batter.
yeah. Then that's.
So it's how you're doing it. Because
So
look,
the
Oh, that's
only-
draft picks. That's got to be
The only
draft
answer
picks.
is
and two-
federal prison. The only answer is federal prison. I won't hear anything else.
well, that changeup is proprietary information to that
Correct.
pitcher.
The
Oh,
Trevor,
that's-
Trevor Bauer, whatever you feel about him, he showed a clip of him grooving a changeup to an Astros player and them sending it, and he put the emoji of the thing.
Really?
I mean, he posted a video of himself throwing the changeup, and then
So why
the hitter
n-
just
so-
absolutely demolished.
So
him.
here's my question. Why now? I mean, this has been a story, or at least it's been in the circles.
Because someone's on
for-
the record.
But I'm saying is, why do you think Friars chose now to talk about it? Like
Yeah,
it's been understood.
I've only seen excerpts from the column.
Who talked about it?
Mike Friars, right?
Mike Fires.
Friars. I apologize.
Who is he?
And, he's a former pitcher. He used to pitch for the Astros, but he also he pitches now for the Oakland A's.
Yeah.
And I guess in the Athletic, he sat down with Ken Rosenthal. I don't know how it came
Evan
about.
Drellich.
Evan Drellich. I apologize. I'm really screwing that up. But the fact of the matter is, I guess he finally decided to go on the record and expose the Astros for this.
And then
That's
they
insane. I didn't know
sourced
they were
it-
doing that, Chris. That's news to me.
Oh,
That's
watch
crazy.
it. You go.
Oh, if they
Yeah.
were doing that, that's draft picks. And nothing will hurt the Astros more than taking away those draft picks. So
That's
I
currency
say,
in today's
That is
game.
currency. So I'd say get rid of their international pool money,
Oh.
and they go after at least the next 3 years of their draft picks.
Oh, wow.
No, look, hey, we
I
sat up
want
here.
federal prison.
If Correa going to prison for
The Cardinals didn't lose that much.
did the Cardinals lose it? I thought
Correa
it was
lost
it's like
3
a
years
$2
of his
million
life.
It's like $2 million
That's Correa,
fine.
not the Cardinals.
Didn't the
though.
Cardinals lose
Yeah,
something?
but he kept his mouth shut, so he's
Yeah,
getting
that's
he's
also
getting
true.
the,
But-
he's
but
getting the farm treatment.
Correa-
Protecting somebody.
Federal investigations and baseball investigations are separate.
But couldn't one argue then
You
that
can argue anything, so
Damn it.
yes.
Well, yeah, that's the point of arguing, Travis, to argue.
My God. So Correa's still been quiet, right? There ain't going to be a book.
If
another-
there was
we're
ever
gonna
a time
find
for
out.
Correa to send out a meme, now would be
He's on
your-
Twitter.
Oh yeah,
Correa
he
has
should
tweeted.
absolutely have the Kermit. Somebody get a hold of Correa's account. Hack his account right now.
Ironic. I think I know his
That
password.
is ironic.
Eckstein won.
Next time, what?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Real quick, let me remind everybody that St. Louis Counseling Services sponsors our program. Dr. Ed's been a guest on there. The three of us have. Gardner, when are you going to go on there? And
Yeah,
unwind
really.
that
No, I don't
ball?
think
At
there's a
least
lot-
those demons.
I don't think there's-
Not enough time. On
yeah.
Yeah, that'll cost us. We'll
It
actually have
might
to
be
pay
a,
them.
a series.
Yeah, the Gardner series. St. Louis Counseling Services for you and yours in the St. Louis area seeking counseling help. Dr. Ed, he's from Hillside Animal Hospital. He helps out Gateway Pet Guardians. We've been having a blast. We've been bringing the dogs out to the comedy shows sometimes. So, guys, if you're online, you can check it out. Go to Gateway Pet Guardians Facebook page. There's always fundraisers. There's always ways to help. And Dr. Ed's been a big part of that since the get-go for them. So very proud of his work and what they continue to do. You're going over there after this, right?
Yeah, I am. They just got a big, huge donation of used veterinary equipment. So I'm going to go over there
Oh,
and help them
nice.
sort it out and see what we can use. And then obviously we'll filter it out to other organizations too if we can't use it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
And
it's
this
all
time,
free.
and this time of year, do you guys need more volunteers, more people to help? Considering with the weather and animals being out there, with the weather getting
Yeah,
bad.
they do cold outreach.
Okay.
You know, I don't know what to look. You know, they just do cold outreach. You know,
Right.
at certain times. You know, yeah, they'll do an email blast or a text blast.
Okay.
And, like they donated a bunch of straw a couple weeks ago.
That's awesome.
Right.
You know, they still get out there though and answer calls from people
That's cool.
every day.
I'll say this too, and of the dogs that get brought to comedy on Thursday and everything, I'm like, what is going on with it? This is the friendliest dog I've ever met. And they're like, yeah, it was living on the street 2 weeks ago. Like these aren't,
Really?
like this is the thing where I'm just like, these are perfectly great dogs that are literally out on the street and homeless that you can go and get through Gateway Pet Guardians right away.
Yeah, they just brought in 4 puppies that someone just dumped on a porch and then kind of ran. So
God,
Gardner, you need a dog?
I can't have dogs in my apartment.
I
get you a
am.
new
I am
apartment.
seriously debating.
Oh, I'm not moving.
My
Ever.
mom, after Nova passed, she's been very. I'm good on dogs now. She was very attached to Nova, but I really am strongly thinking about getting her something for the holiday.
It gives her a purpose.
And not only that, I'm trying to figure out a way where, you know how moms are. Like you just have to work. You have to find out their soft spots. And once I figure out like where I can go, hey, this won't be that much of a hassle, and you want a dog, like that's what I do. But I really would love to be able to come over.
I would
and-
think you wouldn't want a puppy that she needs to house train.
Okay.
You want an acute adult dog that's gonna lay there on the couch with her and
Okay.
you
Kick it.
know, that she has
And
to
kick it
wet.
and chill out and
Yeah,
doesn't
and
need a
she has
bunch.
to- she has to feed
All
and
right.
then she maybe take
Is-
out
are
for
there
a
any
walk.
are there any particular? I know this sounds silly because it's like I said. Is there a breed that I need to keep an eye out for that fits that mold of someone that it won't take a long time to train? They're very good. Like they're very good with being
depends on the
chilled
dog.
and or it's
When
just
you say it just depends on the dog.
depends on
Yeah.
any dog.
Yeah,
There's not a
yeah,
particular
yeah.
breed that's known for being that
I mean, yeah,
type.
there are, right? But like, I would say, like, of the pit bull mixes you meet that are over there, you've got every type. If you want one that's going to go nonstop for 12 hours, they got them.
Yep.
If you want the couch potatoes, they got them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my travels last weekend, I twice, 2 weekends in a row, I passed this little town in Illinois. You know, it's called Damiensville.
Oh.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I'm thinking, yeah, there's got to be a Rottweiler breeder there, don't you think? Yeah, you know, yeah, it was exit
That's where they come from.
666.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
goodness.
that's
Hellhound.
delightful.
Gardner
no longer
is
there.
staring directly at
Didn't like that movie or
you.
what?
Dr. Ed's brushes with the occult.
How many dogs
Go
are
on.
going to be named Meteor after the incident this past couple of days ago?
It's fair, yeah.
Look, a meteor. Oh,
Quite a
so
few.
dark. It's a shooting star.
Fireball.
Fireball. Oh.
It makes me hungover just saying that word.
You know what doesn't make me hungover, guys? It would be Dogs on Film. Fire it up, Guardsy! Still paying on that, by the way.
Huh?
We're still paying for that.
Oh, that open?
Mm-hmm.
I know.
It's about $14,000.
You're telling me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you ready to play?
Ready to play
What do you got
on
today?
film.
On film, that's right. Because we've run out of dog movies. We come across one every once in a while,
From time to
accidentally.
time, yeah.
It's not on purpose. It's accidentally.
Lady and the Tramp, by the way, now on Disney Plus. So maybe that's something we can add later on down the line.
We've done Lady in the Tramp.
We haven't done the real live version.
Oh,
It's live action.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yes, it's happening.
Okay. Thanks, Disney. Did they make that?
Yes, it did.
Okay. So we have movies. We have 6 movies. We put them in pairs. So 3 sets of movies. Each set has its own theme this week. And you guys have to guess, one-on-one, which movie has a better score according to the very lauded website Rotten Tomatoes. Very credible website, Rotten Tomatoes. Very applauded website, Rotten Tomatoes.
Dr. Ed's like
Why
pulling
don't
out
you do a
his...
little twist on the game one week and do 2 movies, and you know, besides the regular game, let us try to figure out what your theme was.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I like
Bonus
that idea.
round.
Ooh.
I won't tell you what the themes are.
Right.
We can do that next week.
Ah, nice.
You want to do that next
one
week?
thing is like another.
Ah, so we have to guess what the theme is. I like that. That should be like for bonus points.
Oh, now we're adding.
Oh, yeah, it's
All
getting
right,
complicated.
all right. We're
now,
gonna have to
Cards.
figure this out then. All right,
Cards like, "Huh?"
let's have a sit down. Okay, so so you can possibly get 3 points. You can max out at 3 points, and if we have any ties with 2 of you or all 3 of you, after all the 6 movies, we have a 7th movie for a tiebreaker
Okay.
that you will have to guess closest to the actual score,
Okay.
and whoever does that then is declared the winner
Okay.
of Dog on Film. And what else we got? Oh yeah, throughout I will let you know if you got the movie right or wrong. I kind of arbitrarily decide who I want to address at those moments. Really no.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, it's just okay. We'll go this one. So if I want to tell someone or someones that they're right,
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog.
and if I want to tell them they're wrong, you will hear that. Now, also these movies have descriptions that my friend Sean has read and it'll kind of help you out if you haven't seen the movie. It might help you out. I can't say that it will help you out for sure, but it might give you a few details to help you out if you haven't seen the movies that we're using. So Sean reads the description, and also we chit-chat a little bit about life and his past life as well along the way. So, are we ready to play the game?
Let's do it, Gardner.
All right, your themes. The first one, Travis, you're going to have to help me with.
Oh boy.
The theme is, I'm going to go say magical persons of color
Okay, that works.
is the theme
Okay, I like that
for
one.
the first one. The second one is TV news.
Okay.
TV news. And the third one is Kristen Wiig.
I
Kristen
love these
Wiig.
categories.
And the final one, Dr. Ed might not get this reference right away. The tiebreaker. It's not direct, but the tiebreaker is Dana Gould.
Dana
Dana
Gould on the show last week.
Yes.
Former Simpsons writer. He was on Seinfeld. It's fantastic.
So those are your themes. Are we ready for magical?
People of color.
Magical people
Sure,
of
I can
color.
do that.
Okay, here's your first one.
Well, you ready?
It's a snowy day. Did you make it to the grocery store?
Got the essentials. Bottle of vodka and some Italian wedding soup by Progresso. First off, we have Driving Miss Daisy, 1989. Drama, comedy, 1 hour, 40 minutes. Daisy Worthen, Jessica Tandy, an elderly Jewish widow living in Atlanta, is determined to maintain her independence. However, when she crashes her car, her son Booley, Dan Aykroyd, arranges for her to have a chauffeur, an African-American driver named Hoke Colburn, Morgan Freeman. Daisy and Hoke's relationship gets off to a rocky start, but they gradually form a close friendship over the years, one that transcends racial prejudices and social conventions. I've seen bits and pieces. I don't think I sat through the whole thing. You think I could be an African-American driver named Hoke? I don't think so.
Can you be a driver, though?
No, well, not legally. I could be a dirty driver.
Oh, God.
There's your first one. Driving Miss Daisy.
Also, a movie that I have not seen all the way through.
Really?
It is. Even when I first saw it when I was younger, and I think I saw it back in high school, freshman or sophomore year in high school, I was like, man, this is incredibly uncomfortable to watch. It's like, maybe it's just me, though. But as I've gotten older, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's incredibly uncomfortable to watch.
Okay. Here's your second one. You
Okay,
ready?
what do we have?
Then we have The Help, 2011 drama, historical period drama, 2 hours, 27 minutes. In 1960s Mississippi, Southern Society girl Skeeter, Emma Stone, returns from college with dreams of becoming a writer. She turns her small town on its ear by choosing to interview the black women who have spent their lives taking care of prominent white families. Only Abilene, Viola Davis, the housekeeper of Skeeter's best friend, will talk at first. But as the pair continue the collaboration, more women decide to come forward. And as it turns out, they have quite a lot to say.
You got an exercise bike last weekend.
Yes, we did.
I see you're putting it to good use already.
Yes, we have. What I think it was intended for.
What are you doing with it?
Using it as a coat rack.
How many times has it been ridden?
Never. Had to have it. Top of the line. Weighs a ton.
I love how he feels about it. So we have The Help
Uh-huh.
versus Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah.
Oh, man, these are very difficult movies to watch. Not just because I'm black, but I just think they're just not quality films. Viola Davis is even on the record like, you gotta take a check from time to time, and that was a decent check. I'm gonna go, though, I'm gonna have to say Driving Miss Daisy. Then Driving Miss Daisy win an Academy Award?
Don't know.
Okay, I'm going Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah, me too.
The Help.
Chris out on the limb with The Help. The Help, 76. Driving Miss Daisy in 81.
81. I want to say Driving Miss Daisy beat out a very popular movie. I could be wrong. What, either Morgan Freeman, or the movie won for a big Academy Award, and it's like considered one of the most controversial wins because the movie is just looked upon. And again, not just
It's
because
an
of its-
81 according to Rotten Tomatoes,
and
Travis.
they're pretty woke. They are pretty
That's
woke.
the
It's a
Bible.
comedy drama, by the way. That's what they reference Driving Miss Daisy as, comedy drama.
All right. So, Travis and Dr. Ed have 1. Chris has 0 after the first round.
They won Best Picture. Good God.
Well, we don't know what it was going against. Let's go to our second pairing, TV news. TV news is the category here. Here's your first one.
Good Night and Good Luck, 2005, drama, docudrama, 1 hour, 33 minutes. When Senator Joseph McCarthy begins his foolhardy campaign to root out communists in America, CBS News impresario Edward R. Murrow, David David Straithen decides himself to exposing the atrocities being committed by McCarthy's Senate investigation. Murrow is supported by a news team that includes longtime friend and producer Fred Friendly, George Clooney. The CBS team does its best to point out the senator's lies and excesses despite pressures from CBS corporate sponsors to desist.
That's a pretty good catchphrase, isn't it?
Good night, good luck. Yeah.
Better than yours.
Gotta go to the bathroom.
Maybe I'll steal it.
Actually, you have another one that's pretty good.
What's that?
When someone says, "Have a good day, Sean."
I got other plans. Thanks anyway.
That's good.
It's my favorite thing he
I
does.
like that.
Every time he leaves the bar, "Have a good day, Sean. I got other plans. Thanks anyway." And he just walks through the door.
Gosh.
I like that. As a guy that's becoming an old black man, I need old black man sayings, and
Yeah.
that sounds like a really damn good one.
It's a really good
Oh,
one.
okay, I'm also okay. I see what
Okay.
Sean's doing. I'm just going to appropriate Sean. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Not a
I
group
never
of
thought that
people.
would happen in
Yeah,
my
I'm just going to
life.
appropriate him and take his place. I just finished watching Dolomite, and that's kind of how he got started. He just took someone else's act that wasn't using it and made it better.
I'm going to tell Sean that he's been appropriate.
Yeah, he's been appropriate. Sorry,
I've been what?
I'm not appropriate
The
at all.
state of Illinois has been doing that to me for years.
Oh, no, not that,
Not
Sean.
that Sean. All right, what is it going up against?
Okay, good night and good luck. Going against...
Next, we have Network, 1976. Drama satire, 2 hours, 1 minute.
Watch that for the first
In this lauded satire, veteran news anchorman Howard Beale, Peter Finch, discovers that he's being put out to pasture, and he's none too happy about it. After threatening to shoot himself on live television, instead he launches into an angry television rant, which turns out to be a huge ratings boost for the UPS network. UBS network. The stunt allows ambitious producer Diana Christensen, Faye Dunaway, to develop even more outrageous programming, a concept that she takes to unsettling extremes.
All right.
He was struggling through it.
Oh, yeah.
Extremes.
He was run out of breath.
Two good movies.
Very good movie. Two
I
very
really
good
like
movies.
that David Strathern.
He's a very good actor.
he's been in a lot of
He's been in a
movies.
lot of very good movies
yeah,
too.
yeah. He was in League of Their Own. Remember?
Yes, he was, and he just recently just finished a stint on Billions, and he was very good in that as well.
Yeah.
These are, I think these recently just showed up actually on Netflix not too long ago. I just saw Network about a month or two ago, and that was a fine, bizarre movie. Yeah. I am going to go liberal elitist, love patting themselves in the back, so I'm going to go with Good Night and Good Luck.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Network was really critically acclaimed,
It
but
was.
I'm gonna go with Good Night, Good Luck.
The only way I can go is Network.
Chris on a limb. Travis and Doctor
These
Ed
limbs are cold, boy.
with good night and good luck. You two.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog.
It's a close one, Chris. 92 for Network.
Well, you know what you got to say, don't you? Since you lost that one. with
93.
Network.
This game's racist.
No,
you're
man,
saying
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
going to take
it
this anymore.
Chris, come on, man.
Come on,
Come on, dude.
That was a gimme.
Travis just
Sorry,
saw it for
guys.
the first
That was a
time.
that was
Now
a-
all of a sudden he can quote it everything.
Yeah, that was a layup.
I don't like being on the other end of Dr. Ed's wrath.
Good night and good luck, a 93.
It's a good movie.
Network, a 92.
Ooh.
Produced, and it was produced and financed by none other than Mark Cuban.
Good night and good luck.
He was one of the executive producers on the project.
Isn't it crazy the
Him
amount
and
of
Clooney teamed
content
up.
that's out there to consume? And like these are huge, highly rated movies, and I don't know, haven't seen either.
What on Rogan, bro?
Okay.
Fair.
They estimated he has 40 million people tuning
Don't
into his show.
tell me that's.
You walked
40.
into it. You
I
did
know,
it.
That's
What
my
show?
fault.
Joe
That's
Rogan.
my
Yeah.
fault.
The Joe Rogan Experience
Wow.
podcast. 40
Don't
million.
worry. Don't worry.
Do you know what a network TV show pulls in? Like James Corden? A couple 100,000. That's crazy.
That's interesting.
They say 40 million people download an episode.
Download and watch each episode.
That's a lot of damn.
That's
people.
insane, right?
That's a lot of really angry white incels.
Okay.
We
A lot of
move
guys
on-
who want to grow up to be the Joker one day.
We want to move on to our final pairing. The theme is Kristen Wiig.
All I got to do is vote with you and we win.
Yeah,
You know.
that's how it is. Should be.
Yeah.
Vote with the blacks. You win every time, America.
Yeah.
Let that be a lesson. We told y'all Fantasia was good, but y'all didn't want to listen to American Idol.
These answers seem awfully affirmative. That's all I'll say.
I won't argue.
Lumping in the Italians with the blacks.
Yeah.
Well, the whole.
That's a whole history of unity.
Oh, how German of you.
Well played.
Yeah.
All right.
Sicily and the Moors.
Find them
Whatnot.
The final pairing, the theme, Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig, I love her. She's amazing.
Remember whenever Wendy McClendon Covey 4 years ago, yesterday, told us that there's one person holding up a Bridesmaids 2.
Oh, really?
She goes, you can do the math on who's holding up Bridesmaids 2. The rest of us would appreciate the paycheck. We were just like, this is like the third interview we've ever done, and we just got a scoop, man.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Oh,
All right. Well, the person holding up the paycheck is the theme. Here's your first one.
Mac Gruber. Mac Gruber, 2010. Action romance. 1 hour, 39 minutes. After his wife, Maya Rudolph, was murdered, decorated soldier of fortune Mac Gruber, Will Forte, turns his back on a life of violence. But when her killer, arms dealer Dieter von Kunt, Val Kilmer, steals a nuclear warhead, the all-American hero leaps back in action. MacGruber assembles a crack team, including a young police lieutenant, Dixon Piper, Ryan Felipe, and old friend Vicky St. Elmo, Kristen Wiig, and with their help battles to stop his arch nemesis destroying Washington, D.C. How about that? I like Maya Rudolph and Kristen Wiig.
All right. MacGruber, or as Sean called it, Mac Gruber, is your first one. Here's your second one.
Then we have The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, 2013. Drama, fantasy, 2 hours, 5 minutes. Walter Mitty, Ben Stiller, an employee of Life magazine, spends day after monotonous day developing photos for the publication. To escape the tedium, Walter inhabits a world of exciting daydreams in which he is an undeniable hero. Walter fancies a fellow employee named Cheryl, Kristen Wiig, and would love to date her, but he feels unworthy. However, he gets a chance to have a real adventure when life's new owners send him on a mission to obtain the perfect photo for the final print issue.
What's your favorite photo in your apartment?
I'd have to say Kathy's sister is a photographer, Pulitzer Prize nominated photographer, I might add. And there's a picture on one of the walls of the brook that John Wayne dragged Maureen O'Hara across in The Quiet Man over there in Ireland. Beautiful move. Dun, 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 dun.
I thought you were going to pick the one of your dad with Fidel Castro.
That's the guy that went to head of North Vietnam. What's the big deal?
All right. The Secret Life of Pat Brennan, as he said as well. Okay, we have The Secret Life of Walter Mitty versus MacGruber. How should we handle this?
I'll go with Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Okay.
Shout out to Lair Dog. He loves that movie.
Oh, does he?
Loves it.
I've never seen it. The story seems like something I would enjoy.
It's not
though.
bad. It's not bad movie. That's definitely a trip. It's not bad. I'm gonna go MacGruber.
MacGruber.
I haven't seen either one, so this is strictly a guess.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Walter Mitty. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, dude.
It's all good, brother.
Dr. Ed and Chris. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Travis with, what's that again?
MacGruber.
MacGruber. MacGruber is wrong. MacGruber, a 48. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, a 51. Dr. Ed, 3 of 3 today.
Big day for Dr. Ed, Hillside Animal Hospital. You can celebrate by getting your dog spayed or neutered at Hillside.
It's a hollow victory because I was stealing science.
Yeah, he had a camera set up behind my head.
The Houston way.
We'll get the tiebreak in just a moment. But see, you brought that up, and this is a point I wanted to make before, is that the reason I have the issue is the technology, because I remember being a bench coach for a Little League team. My manager was Bob Ramsey.
Court ordered.
And I, in a way.
Oh boy.
I'll discuss that later. But like just sitting on the bench, you pick up things, you see things going on in the game, and I was able to figure out randomly, I didn't intend to do it, but I figured out what a bunt sign was for one of the teams we were playing. And so what am I supposed to do? Not let my manager know that information?
That's a good point.
And so then I let him know, and we knew when they were going to bunt, and we knew what to do with the defense then at that point. And it benefited us. But that was kind of random. It wasn't intent. I just kind of was able to pick something up, and I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing. But I'm not using a camera or anything like that. That's why I have an issue with how they did it.
Now we know.
Okay. The
Tiebreaker?
You ready for the tiebreaker? I said Dana Gould was
Ah.
inspired this one. So here you go.
And now for the tiebreaker. Wolf, 1994. Drama, thriller, 2 hours, 5 minutes. After
gotta
being
tell Dr.
bitten
Ed
by a
what
wolf in rural Vermont, aging book editor Will Randall, Jack Nicholson, finds himself full of youthful vigor. Randall then discovers he's been fired and replaced by Stuart Swinton, James Spader, a vicious young executive. As Randall struggles to regain his position, he becomes enthralled with Laura Alden, Michelle Pfeiffer, his former boss's daughter. And as increasingly animal-like urges begin to overwhelm him, Randall worries that he may be a werewolf. And that's that. Kathy, what do you need to do? I gotta go to the bathroom. Well, good day. Good luck.
Your new one should be, I gotta go to Schnucks and get vodka and soup.
Come on. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Sean is a treasure, a true treasure.
All right, if you're guessing closest to the actual score for the Jack Nicholson vehicle, Wolf.
We don't have the clip of that, do we?
I might be able to grab it.
Yeah, we'll find that. Either way, okay. So
What's the
Wolf,
connection with Dana Gould?
we got a video clip. Yeah,
Dana Gould. If I don't know if Gardner's gonna be able
he'll
to
find it. We'll save it. Let's let him watch the clip. I think it's pretty fantastic.
Okay. I will go for Wolf. I will go 21%.
I'm gonna say 38%.
41.
It's a 60, according to Rotten Tomatoes.
Fresh.
Yeah,
Wolf.
just
Wow.
barely fresh.
Has anybody here seen it?
I've
No.
never seen.
No,
it.
yeah.
I
right.
think I
Doesn't
may.
sound good.
I think I may have seen like the first 10 minutes, and I realized, no, this ain't for your boy.
Do
All
we
right.
have it?
I do have the clip.
Okay.
You're going to have to give me just a second here to get it all set. And I think I got it. All right. This is a clip Dana Gould appeared on the show last Friday and why the movie Wolf was significant to today's game.
It was the day of the Bronco chase, the OJ Bronco chase,
Gardner, are you listening?
and we're like,
He
in
just
the-
got he got hard.
Oh, yeah.
You said
Okay,
the OJ.
we're in the
thing.
parking lot of the Cinerama Dome in LA, which is now the ArcLight, and they go, should we stay and see how this turns out? And I'm like, guys, he's gonna be dead at some point. We really need to see Wolf with Jack Nicholson.
Wait a second.
We really need to go see Wolf with James Spader and Jack Nicholson.
He blew off the OJ chase.
I blew off the Bronco. I blew off the Bronco chase.
Would you? I mean, at that point, were you aware that you became a parody of yourself?
Yeah, it's true.
Shout out to Dana Gould and Jack Nicholson's Wolf.
You said it's a what on
60%.
After being bitten by a wolf in rural Vermont, aging book editor Will
just heard
Randall finds himself full of youthful vigor. Randall then discovers that he's been fired and replaced by Stuart Swinton. Blah, blah, blah. He struggles to regain his position. He becomes enthralled with Michelle Pfeiffer's character, his farmer's boss
You're
daughter.
reading Sean's description.
Yeah, we just heard.
I'm just saying, I'm just going over it. Just trying to see.
Dr. Ed's confused. Are we still playing?
It's a
He
deja vu-
worries that
deja
he
vu
may
all
be a
over again.
werewolf. That's the tag. He may be a werewolf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Ed, how many cases of werewolf bites have you dealt with at Hillside Animal Hospital?
None. Yeah.
One of the best werewolf lines in all of TV or movies ever is, I shot a werewolf once, and it was, by the time I got to it, it had turned back into my neighbor's dog. Dwight Schrute, The Office.
The best werewolf vet around. Do you know who that would be? Anyone? No?
Would you go to a vet or a regular doctor?
Yeah.
Or did two of them have to be in the room?
Dr. Ed, do you know a vet that doesn't have pets?
Oh, good question. What kind of serial killer would that be?
Nothing. Nobody comes to mind.
That would be weird, right?
I was wondering earlier today.
You know,
Or is it take your work home with you?
yeah, a little bit. I mean, you know, I understand it to an extent because you do it all day long, and it's like
You lose the joy of it because it's your work.
Yeah.
If you work at Cracker Barrel, biscuits and gravy aren't going to be your jam all the time.
I mean, I do understand it, but no, nobody comes to mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering if I could trust a vet that didn't have pets. It was just a random thought that crossed my mind.
That would be weird. That'd be pretty weird.
I think it would be weird, but I don't know that I've ever encountered it or ever heard of it
Neither
to
have
begin
I.
with.
I've never
So
heard of it either.
it's never really been an issue. It's just, that's something that crossed my mind.
Well, then again, doctors don't necessarily hoard their patients and keep them in a basement or inside of a cage.
No, it's
so
different
I mean,
though.
it's kinda,
Well,
no,
some might though.
maybe, maybe.
Yeah,
Right.
you
Maybe,
might want
I
to look
don't know.
into some of the killers that have been around for years, Travis.
Dr. Ed, you're going to be leaving us here in a few weeks to head on over to Hawaii. Yes.
I am.
How
When's this
excited are
happen?
you for this?
Very. Yeah, I'm gonna. I go for 2 weeks. It's a really good gig. I mean, they pay really well. I'm working 3 days a week for 2 weeks.
And they were okay with us tagging along to do our podcast from
that was cool
there.
of them
That
to
was
bring
part of
us,
the
yeah.
plan, yeah.
Yeah, live
Okay.
broadcast.
Live broadcast. He's just performing surgery.
Finally, I conclude my dream of living on a houseboat.
Homeless.
That would make
Homeless.
sense.
Homeless.
No, because it's a houseboat.
It's a houseboat, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of defeats the purpose. It's
Yeah,
not
it does.
homeless.
If you're living in a houseboat, you're not homeless, right?
Yeah.
Or
correct.
are you considered
No,
homeless?
it's a home. That counts as a home. So I
Okay.
guess you're technically not homeless.
Yeah, if it was just a boat, it'd be different. But if it's a houseboat, no.
Now we're talking.
So if you're on just a regular boat, living on a regular boat, then you are homeless.
You could be.
Okay.
I wanted to share this with Dr. Ed because he's going to Hawaii soon, and I had the dumbest hot take ever that no one heard, and I feel like it's important that I share with everyone. I was my sister and I, we were watching old World War II documentaries, and I think the episode was on Pearl Harbor, and I think towards the end of the episode I said, and I quote, "Hey man, Japanese went too far."
Mm.
And I realized in that moment,
And you wanted to share that?
I wanted to share that just to go, that's the type of hot takes that I provide for others when I'm not on this show.
Thank
So
you.
if I go to Pearl Harbor and take the tour, I shouldn't yell that out anymore.
You probably, I wouldn't recommend that. I
mean,
wouldn't.
people would technically agree with you.
But there was a moment I was like, hey, that is a lovely place to vacate. That is rude, Japanese.
Uh-huh.
Of all the places you could have, that's not right. But I also learned a lot of that turned out to be luck for both countries. Like they both got breaks throughout Pearl Harbor that could have devastated one or the other.
That's an interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was fascinating, nevertheless.
Travis Terrell, everybody.
That's what I'm here for. No, Japan, no.
So, Dr. Ed, you will be back next week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, a few more weeks. I leave on the December 1st.
Travis, we got to get over there. We need to make that happen. Guys, for Dr. Ed, for Max Price, for Chris Gardner, for Travis Terrell, for myself, shout out to the world. Join us Thursday night. That's tomorrow night. Gastro Pit, 8:30 p.m. Don't forget, it's Free Comedy Thursday on the Hill. Everybody, you can come out, hang out, have a good time. Will O'Donnell's going to headline this one, and there's barbecue specials starting at 10 o'clock afterwards. So, thank you to everybody for tuning in, and we're back tomorrow live at 8 a.m. See you then.
Go America.